Come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Big Al Show. Big Al here with my co-host TNA TJ. TJ, say hello to everybody.
All day, baby. What's up?
TJ's a little upset, everybody. Tell everybody why you're upset right now.
Our main man, David A, is boxing at this moment, and I'm missing it, but that's okay. I'm here. I'm having fun, of course, with the Big Al Show, formerly the kick-ass wrestling show.
And TJ's upset. He's a big boxing fan, and I guess David Hay's fighting. But so what? Because I say the Big Al Show, far more important than any David Hay match. Whoa. Don't tell our friend Harrison from England.
Aubrey Harrison?
No.
So what's going on, Big Al? What's going on with the wrestling? You excited about Impact at 0.6 rating?
0.6 awesome rating. I want to say hello to all of our, we got guests galore in the chat, all guests, except for Portia Anderson. So thanks for stopping by, Portia Anderson. And she wants us to get insight from her women. Yeah, are you married to Mr. Anderson by any chance? Is that where this insight is going to come from? She's going to give us an insight from a lady, from a female perspective. We always like to get that.
Nice.
So lots of news this week, everybody. We're not going to take really any calls. If you have something that you absolutely must, get on the air for and you want to say, then I guess you could go ahead and call 347-857-1485. But for the most part on this show, we're just going to be going over the latest wrestling news, and we're going to talk to you guys in the chat rooms. Okay? So if you're in the chat today, we're going to pay a little more attention to you, and we're going to talk about the latest wrestling news. And if anyone is wondering, Portia Anderson is not married to Mr. Anderson. She said if only. So she does wish.
If only. That's nice.
Of course, the first thing we want to talk about, condolences go out to the friends and family of Chris Kanyon, who passed away last night. We're not going to get into the speculation or all that stuff about, why or what happened specifically, but we believe he was found. He passed out, and I think it was his hotel room in New York.
Only hotel rooms?
Yeah. It might have been his apartment. Excuse me, it was his apartment.
Okay.
It was his apartment.
Usually it is.
No, it was his apartment.
Okay.
So, condolences out to the friends and family of Chris Kanyon. We're going to be talking about him and his career and some of the things he did. TJ, this is one of your guys from the WCW. Everybody who listens to the show should know TNA TJ, big WCW guy. I was as well from those days. Mortis, you were a big fan.
I was. I liked that character. I thought it fit well with him. I don't think they should have. I think that still would be decent today. I don't know. That's my opinion. They still do Undertaker kind of stuff. It was different. Not many people did that kind of, creepy thing. I thought he had a good manager too.
It's sad. He was around in TNA for a little bit too. It's sad the way it ended up going with Kanyon. He came in for the Invasion storyline, which was just totally awful. If you guys remember, around 2001, when WWE did their Invasion storyline, and it was just not much of an invasion. But he came out, and eventually Kanyon went from being sort of pushed to being pretty much not pushed at all. Ended up on their B shows. Eventually, he got a couple injuries. He was released. And the thing about Kanyon, we find out, and I just found this out a couple months ago. I didn't know this. He apparently at an independent show, he came out. He was gay, and he came out in the middle of a show. I guess later he retracted it and then said again that he said, you know what, it is true. And from what I understand, he was a big guy. He was a guest on Howard Stern a few times.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Talked to him about it, and he was upset with WWE, I believe, for the most part, thinking or saying that he was fired possibly because he was gay, gotten rid of. I don't know how out he was at the time. The locker even knew about it. Not that that's an issue, but, that's the story of Chris Kanyon, and then they find him there. So who better than Kanyon? He was definitely one of my favorites. I wouldn't say favorites, but I liked him a good deal. I thought he was pretty good on the mic. So you remember, I forget what pay-per-view it was, for WCW, when he got thrown off the top of the cage. It was like 3 cages high, and he landed on the ramp.
Oh, yeah, that was crazy.
I'm not sure which. I might have been Tamboree. And yes, he was DDP's lackey. DDP and Kanyon had a great feud in WCW, and they sort of carried over their relationship into the WWE. He was tag team champions, I believe, with DDP at one point as well. So we don't want to, We're not going to get into, like I said, the speculation or anything like that. We just want to send out our condolences. Rest in peace to one of the greats. I want to say greats because I like them. I enjoyed them. And any wrestler that I enjoyed growing up, I'm always indebted to. So, R.I.P. Chris Kanyon. Moving on, Crime Time broke up.
Oh, I didn't like him anyways.
Oh.
I told you that.
Crime Time broke up. They have some fans. They have some people who support them.
Sure.
Who do you like more, JTG or Shad? You don't like either of them.
I couldn't tell you who either one is. I know they both wear like the boots.
One of my female followers on Twitter was telling me how hot Shad is. I said, all right, ladies, calm down.
Who?
Shad?
Who's that?
One of the Crime Time members.
Oh, okay.
Punk and Mysterio, apparently their rivalry is not over.
No.
Not finished. Punk has said he's going to put his hair on the line.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But I hope they don't go back with the Rey Mysterio putting his mask on the line thing, because we've all seen Mysterio without the mask. Coach Anderson, you have to choose. Shad or JTG?
I should like them both.
Yeah.
Jeez. That's the big guy.
TNA TJ likes neither of them.
Neither of them.
Shad is the bigger guy. They're both pretty good-sized guys.
No,
He's taller, yeah.
Yeah, me.
Harlem Heat. Okay, speaking of Harlem Heat, here's some news that TNA TJ will appreciate.
All right.
If no one else here will.
Sure.
Lex Luger has finally made some comments.
Lexi.
What do you think of Lex Luger?
I liked him at one point. I did. I mean, I think he doesn't get as much, credit as he should deserve. That guy had a good pop for a while.
He says he's getting back in shape, recovering from an injury. He's not saying he will, but he's saying he might step in the ring again. Lex Luger.
I like it.
You like it?
I do.
Luger's like 50.
So what? He does
He's
the
in bad
torture
shape.
rack. He can get hit, sells the hit.
I don't like it.
You guys have no fight, no fans.
Luger needs to really just get himself in shape and concentrate on home life. Take it easy. Luger's going through a lot, I think. I love Luger. I grew up on Luger, man. NWA, him putting Flair up in the torture rack, that was one of my callings into wrestling, if you will, back in the 80s. I love Lex Luger. But,
it's a great name.
Everything that went down with him and Miss Elizabeth. He came back to TNA, he looked awful. I don't want to say awful.
He had a belly, but listen, if he's saying he's motivated now, why can't the old guy step back into the square circle?
Come on, man. TNA's filled with these old guys.
But this is a good young
Hogan and Flair I love. I don't care what anyone says, and I'll defend Hogan and Flair. If you want to attack Hogan, you're welcome to. I'll defend him. But other than those two older guys, who I love, we don't need these old guys. Speaking of old guys, Nasty Boys have been released.
Oh, Nastyville, going back to Nastyville.
Nastyville. They're going back to Nastyville where they belong. How do you like that?
I like it. But I haven't seen him for a while anyway, so it wasn't. I totally forgot about him. They just told me.
I got bad news for you.
Bad news, Brown?
He's coming back to TNA.
That is bad news.
No, bad news. I like Bad News Brown. I know he wasn't much of a worker, but I liked his character. I thought he was cool.
He's a cool name.
I thought he was intimidating when I was a kid. And as far as I'm concerned, when I was a kid, I had my best judgment of wrestling. Because, when you're younger, you don't see it as a work, or you don't see it as being scripted. I thought it was real. I thought these matches were 100% there was no script. The winner was, Hogan was winning because he was awesome.
Right.
He was just a better wrestler than everybody. Right, so your judgment is a little better because that's how you're meant to really be viewing it from.
Get pythons.
Yeah.
24.
He looked like he could kick butt in the ring.
Big guy.
Anyway, back to these ratings. 0.6 for Impact, 3.7 for Raw. What do you expect, right? Coming off WrestleMania,
right.
Coming off Shawn Michaels saying farewell, which I want to tell everybody, I'm not ashamed of this. I had some tears in my eyes when he was on Raw giving his farewell to everybody, his farewell speech. Not you?
No.
You didn't even watch Raw. You watched Impact.
Impact was important.
Oh, my God. Listen, I didn't even watch the ending of Impact, and I'm an Impact fan. I like Impact. I love Hogan.
If it wasn't for me, it would have got a 0.7.
Yeah, if it wasn't, you mean a 0.5.
0.5, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Or the week before.
Thank God for you, TJ, because you're making up about 0.2 right now.
I am. You see?
Ratings yourself. TJ has 8 televisions. He's rigging Nielsen. so the TNA's ratings will go up, or else they would completely be off the air.
I am.
They'd be registering 0.
This is bad. They need better writers, huh? Who do they need?
Portia says it's manly when you cry. You know, there was this girl that broke my heart once. I wish she believed that.
There it is. That's the cry.
No more.
No more?
Val Venus. This is interesting to me. Val Venus, who was in TNA for a while, he was backstage at Raw.
What?
Yeah, Sean Morley was backstage at Raw. Liar. The fact that he was going to Mexico. He didn't go to Mexico. Sean Morley was backstage at Raw. What is he doing? Vince probably paid this guy $100 to come and tell him everything.
Sure.
How's it working back there? Is Hogan in charge? What's he doing? What's his plan? What has he said to you? I'll make it $200. That's it, Morley.
Fine.
I'll take it. Hogan has no power, man. It's all Russo. Russo runs that place. He's got pictures of himself up.
We haven't seen Russo ever.
You're now going to see him.
Why not?
Because he's writing the whole damn thing.
That's why I'm shocked. I'm surprised that he hasn't gotten himself involved.
Bad news for WWE fans.
Oh.
And for you, TJ.
Oh.
One of your favorites may be retiring very, very, very soon.
All right.
And you don't like too many WWE guys, so the couple that you do like, you want to keep them.
I'm going to take a guess.
Take a guess. You're probably going to be right. You're pretty good at this.
Here it goes.
And you don't read the dirt sheets at all, pretty much, here.
Nah, don't need to when I can get it from you.
True. I'm a walking dirt sheet. Ugh.
Dirty bastard.
Clean me off.
Let's go. Lord Steven Regal. What? Is this? Was I right? Okay.
Guess again. Who, you guys can play at home, who is going to, claims they're going to be retiring soon from the WWE and maybe taking a long break after the next pay-per-view Extreme Rules this month?
Big Show.
The Big Show?
Oh, man, I'm terrible at this. All right. Chip Finley. Oh, man.
I'm just going to tell everybody, it's Batista.
Huh.
Batista may be taking a long, long break and possibly gone for good.
What?
And also, Portia Anderson in the chat. Well, she is on the chat. She's running the chat.
Man.
She's the only one.
Oh.
Portia Anderson is right. The Great Khali is taking a break. He's going back to India.
So what?
Whoa! Not big breaking news there?
No, it's terrible news.
We shouldn't have let off with that. Great Khali is gone?
Well, he was like a porn guy, right? Like the girls. What was his deal?
He wasn't a porn guy.
What was he doing? He was like coming out.
He was just a big, goofy giant, kind of waving his hands.
To kiss him?
No.
Yeah, he was.
Well, he did, but that wasn't.
That's terrible. A big giant that
is a little risque for WWE. Great Khali, maybe that's where he is. Maybe they deported him. He's history.
Could have really done it.
He's got arrested. That's Phoenix. If you guys remember the Royal Rumble, Great Khali forced himself on Beth Phoenix. He's been arrested, taken back to India. We do not know what's going to happen with the Great Khali, ladies. It's all breaking news right there.
Sexual freak.
A maniac.
Jeez.
George Lopez may be on Raw in August.
I like George Lopez.
It's all the way in August, and they're already saying it. Why not book him a little sooner?
Who cares?
I don't want to wait that long.
Well, you're going to wait.
I like George Lopez.
He's funny. You ever see his comedy acts? Oh, they're good.
Yeah, of course I have. You showed many of them to me yourself. But yes, they're very good, and his show is good as well.
Yeah. He's a new show on TBS.
No.
Turner.
RVD said in the chat he loves TNA. He's pissed off about all this negative energy. I guess people might be tweeting. You know, there's a lot of WWE fans on Twitter and on the internet. They're strictly, WWE fans, and they're probably really giving it to him hard. So RVD said to counter all this negative energy, he likes the schedule, he likes the doable workload, Basically, he only has to go to Orlando anytime he needs to wrestle once every, 2 weeks.
I could tell by the crappy promo spot that he did with the three-man tag. Did you see that? It was awesome.
Not his fault, man. Okay.
So
time to rant, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for me to rant on TNA. It's time for me to give TNA what they deserve. And I love TNA. Listen, I've been a Hulkamaniac all my life, and I still am, and I will still defend Hulk Hogan until the grave. Not his grave, my grave. You understand? Okay. That being said, TNA is so fucking disorganized right now. It's so ridiculous. Eric Young, out of nowhere, is in a tag team with RVD and Jeff Hardy. And Jeff Hardy was just signed. And RVD was just signed, and we have no storyline for either of them. The storyline is they're a freaking tag team. They're just a tag team, and they threw them together with this guy, Eric Young. So if you've heard of Jeff Hardy, if you've heard of RVD, which of course you have, great. You've probably not heard of Eric Young, so that's kind of ruining the whole thing. And they're going against, even worse, the Wolfpack. And it's not that I love Kevin Nash and Scott Hall and Six, X-Pac, more than anybody, I think. I would defend them. But, oh, my God, they're in the main event on an Impact. You know, you're going against Raw. Shawn Michaels is retiring, and you got a taped Impact one-on-one. And you got the Wolfpack in there. That's so embarrassing. And I'm all for the Wolfpack having a job and even working there, but they need to be way, way, way lower on the card. They need to be doing something different. They don't have to be wrestling all the time. We can use them in different ways. I'm very upset with the organization. Jeff Hardy had no introduction. He had no storyline. They didn't bring him into the TNA for any particular reason. He came out in a cage match. He came out for Hogan. He just comes out whenever he wants. I guess that's his storyline. Where's the writing? Where's his character development? Where's his promos? What's he about? It pisses me off. What are they doing? Okay, what about RVD? Where's his character development? Where are his promos? Where's the TNA audience who might just be tuning in? Where's their introduction to Rob Van Dam? Where's their introduction to what he's about and what he's going to do? What's his personality? What is he bringing to the table? What is he able to accomplish? Where is he coming from? Who brought him in? Why is he there? It's all, we're just going to stick them with together. That's it. We'll put it together and just call that. That's it. That's all there needs to be talked about. What is this all about? Can you explain that to me? I'm sorry. I'm done ranting on TNA.
Well,
and, okay, one last thing. For everyone, listen, don't blame completely Hulk Hogan and Bischoff for this. Hulk Hogan and Bischoff, I blame for the Nasty Boys. I blame for Val Venus. I blame for some of the stupid decisions. But Vince Russo, I don't care what anyone says or thinks, is booking this stuff. He's writing it, the foundation. Hogan might be saying, no, change this or write this. But the foundation, the first person who writes this stuff down is Vince Russo. This is all coming from Vince Russo. He's been there for a long time. He's been working for TNA off and on for almost a decade now. He's been at TNA almost as long as Stephanie McMahon has been in charge of booking, if not longer, at the WWE, except for 2005 when WWE tried to hire him, I believe. But anyway, he's been there forever. If they want to change pace, they need to bring in a new booker. They need to bring in a new writer.
With a different approach.
With a different approach to the whole ball game. Where's Paul Heyman at? Fire Russo, because Heyman is not going to work with Vince Russo.
I don't think anyone wants to.
No one wants to. I think he's a nice guy. I think he's a great guy. I think he's a great person. And I think he had a time period where he was very creative. The juices were flowing, and he was awesome. And I think his period of Crash TV, Russo Television, has come and gone. It's passed us all by. No one wants to see that anymore. So TNA is doomed until they get rid of Russo. I'm sorry. I love you, Vince. But he needs to go, and we need to get Heyman or a better booker in there now.
Right. And how,
it's a mess.
How low do the ratings can get?
They can't get any lower than 0.6.
Right. But how much more until she wakes up one morning and says, enough is enough with this guy. It's just not.
They got to do it now, okay? And if things don't turn around by the end of the year, I understand if they have to tell Hogan and Bischoff to hit the road.
Sure.
But you got to at least let them have the power here to change the booker. You can't tell me if Bischoff and Hogan had power right now, they would not put a new booker in place over Vince Russo. They're being forced to work with Vince Russo just like Jim Cornette was when he was working there. And I'm not a huge Cornette fan, okay? I think he's as extreme towards, just wrestling as Russo is towards the entertainment, the Crash TV style, okay? But she's forcing everyone to work with Russo.
Yeah.
I think he has to be replaced first and foremost.
And I think they lied to us. They lied to us fans, saying that, you know, Hogan's coming in with Bischoff, making it almost sound like they're going to do it, they're going to write it, they're going to change all this. But in all reality, it's almost like they're just actors, like just they bring them in as wrestlers. That's
right. All right. We're off of TNA for now. I'm sorry, guys, but it's just upsetting me, and I didn't want to go, and I didn't even review. You guys know I do reviews, youtube.com/kickasswrestlingshow. I do reviews, every Impact, every Raw. I didn't do an Impact this week. I couldn't do it. I think I would have given them an F, and I'm sorry. I didn't have the heart to do it. So I just did it right now, what I'm upset about TNA. Because there's a lot of TNA fans, and I hate to discourage them, because I want TNA to be successful. I think they need to be. It'll help the industry, and it'll be easier for the next wrestling show to get on TV, not harder, as opposed to if they lose. So I'm all for TNA, but they have to change it up, or they're going to get worse and worse. I've been saying this from the beginning. If you guys have followed my reviews, I've been up and down with them, but I've said the same thing. They've been very inconsistent. They've been all over the place and very disorganized. The rating continues to sink. If it sinks much further, they're going to be off Mondays to be in trouble on Thursdays. That'll be a disaster for wrestling.
They need an old guy. They need an old wrestler, old guy with knowledge to get back in there and get to the basics.
Yeah.
Wrestling.
All right. Randy Orton turned 30. Happy birthday, Randy Orton. Everybody knows I love Randy Orton. He's the man. He's my favorite wrestler today. And all I can say to Randy is this. Not like he'll ever hear this. But if by some chance he ever did, I would say, I can only hope, brother, that your 30th birthday is as great as mine was. And you know what I mean.
I do. You got your Hulk Hogan ice cream cone.
Oh, TJ was talking about the old WWE. The old WWE. I don't know if you guys remember. Some of you might. Some of you will not. But WWE used to make these awesome ice cream cones back in the late 80s. I remember the late 80s or early 90s when I was having them. And they used to come with a baseball card, a wrestling card, and they were delicious. Andre the Giant, Macho Man Savage. I think they had a Jake the Snake, Hulk Hogan.
They did have a Jake the Snake.
They did, right?
Yeah.
And a couple others. I don't remember. But those were great.
Where are these now?
Yes, I don't know.
Give me a Hulk Hogan ice cream bar. It may get me sick.
So are they doing finally they're doing the right thing, right? Here with Randy Orton. What they're doing with him. He was on the main event at Raw. He dominated.
You gotta get him there. He's the best.
Did you see how loud the crowd was popping for Randy Orton? He got the biggest reaction, I think, of the night. I think he's the biggest face already on Raw. He's already surpassed Cena, who is constantly getting Cena sucks chance.
Well, I think it's time to turn him heel in. I think it's time to tell the fans to go F themselves.
What they need to do, if they're smart, I don't know if they are, for about the next 2 months, build up this awesome friendship between John Cena and Randy Orton. Cena kind of takes him under his wing, tells him, you were younger, you need to be a good guy now, you need to, it's more about the kids, it's about the kids who come here, all that good Cena stuff. Bring him under his wing. Randy doesn't necessarily have to be a Cena, that's for sure. But just, be like, okay, whatever, dude, go along with it. He's been acting like a pretty decent guy lately anyways. And then have Cena turn on him.
Yeah, screw him.
At a pay-per-view, Cena just screw him.
Yeah,
we're never going to forgive you for what you did to Stephanie. We're never going to forgive you for, go through that. But, that'd be huge. They won't do it.
Yeah.
Alex loves the Cena sucks chance. They're getting louder and louder.
Good. Keep it up out there. I like it.
Portia says Randy's music is like a mythological siren.
Jeez, mythological siren?
Portia is on drugs today, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on, Portia? What are you talking about? A mythological siren? Holy smokes.
Jeez.
Ric Flair. Woo!
There's the goal.
Flair got into a,
oh boy.
Yeah. Ric Flair. We can't keep any control over Ric Flair.
That's crazy.
He's nuts. Listen, everybody, I'm drinking beer right now.
Oh.
I got to have a drink. TJ, say something about Ric Flair, and then I'm going to tell everybody, if they haven't heard, what's going on.
Okay. Ric Flair is from North Carolina. He has bleached, golden blonde hair. His finishing move is the figure four, which does not work.
And the figure four, which he has not had success with.
Is that what you wanted?
If Ric Flair had a trainer, he would have told him immediately, dump the figure four. It hasn't worked. You got to go to something else.
One shot.
Yeah. Do like 3 of those, Rick, real quick in a row, man. You'll probably get them.
Yeah.
Roll them, suck us up.
Poke in the eye. Poke in the eye.
Poke in the eye.
Nut hit, and you're done.
You got to watch your language here. Portia wants a beer.
She does.
Stone Cold wanted a beer, and they wouldn't let him have one.
Oh, they wanted?
Well, I don't know. I'm sure that they wouldn't let him do that when he guested on Raw.
Jeez.
Because he did not have one. Anyway, Ric Flair.
Okay, Flair for the goal.
Apparently, after Impact, they were all the Impact guys, or wrestlers, whatever, went out to a bar. Nice. Having some drinks, socializing a little bit. Very cool.
I like that.
And from what I understand, now this is just through the dirt sheets. I'm just telling you what I hear. This is not necessarily true, but what they say. Well, the confrontation happened, but I don't know the circumstance.
All right.
I guess Orlando Jordan's bisexual boyfriend got up on the stage and started dancing and stuff.
Nice. What kind of dance?
I don't know. I really don't know the details.
Normal dance, or was it like a sexy dance where the guys were like, "Oh, this guy's ridiculous"? You know,
I'm not really sure.
Or was he dancing to have fun?
Right. Now, here's the thing. Were they at a bar where a lot of people were dancing on the bar?
That's what I'm saying.
Were everybody drinking, everyone's running around having a good time? Or were they at just like a bar drinking, and then, this guy just jumps on the bar, making a fool, doing something out of the ordinary, pointing the spotlight, basically.
Right, yeah.
So I don't know the circumstances, but it's kind of funny. I'm sorry. Ric Flair got in this guy's face. They say, yelled at him, really bitched at him good, and he turned around and just left. I guess he embarrassed him. He took off.
God.
You have to read Ric Flair's eyes. If I was dancing and I looked over and Flair was giving me a look like, what the hell are you doing?
Right.
I would probably stop dancing. Especially, I wouldn't even get up there, but, even if they're outgoing, you still can't just do that if it's not the situation.
Does he run after
Orlando Jordan, I don't even know if he was there.
My God, this guy went there without his boyfriend?
That could be trouble.
Big time.
That could be trouble. Now, what would be cool, it's sad because the TNA storylines, they're better when you just make them up. Or when the real life stuff is better because the makeup stuff that they're doing is terrible. It's no direction. Why not do something where Flair's appalled by Orlando Jordan?
Sure, that'd be great.
And he really does approach him. He doesn't have to be mainly involved with it, but I think that would be a decent little thing just for him to, if they wanted to really elevate Jordan, have him yell at that guy and just kick Jordan's ass once.
Well, if they have a show, if Orlando Jordan has a show, it'd be the perfect time for that to happen. Flair can come out and really give it to him. Flair doesn't think that should be involved in wrestling. It's ridiculous, whatever. Flair, I don't even have to tell you, Flair would just go off. That would be great, but they won't do it.
David Otunga from NXT is going to be hosting Raw on Monday. Do you watch NXT?
No.
I haven't seen a lot of episodes. I've missed a couple. But he's pretty good. He's got some mic skills. His fiance is Jennifer Hudson.
I don't know what the guy looks like. White guy, black guy?
Black guy. And you'll have to see him.
Yeah.
He's pretty good.
He's going to be the host. So they're going to try to basically put him in a...
He's going to be the host.
They're
putting him in a position where, they could see if they're going to get a reaction from this guy, I guess. See how it's
been going in front of all these fans.
This we'll see. The Mr. McMahon character, is it finished? They say that symbolically Bret Hart, when he beat the hell, when he had his family jump Vince McMahon, they say symbolically that was the end, that the Mr. McMahon character is now finished, gone, and he's not going to be the bad heel boss anymore.
He's going to be a normal guy.
You know what I read? Speaking of Kanyon said on an interview once that Bret Hart, I don't know how true this is, but he said that Bret Hart had implied to him, like not directly, but sort of implied, that Bret Hart, Pat Patterson, and Vince McMahon were all in on the Montreal Screwjob.
I believe it.
That they wrote that.
I believe that. Oh, you mean Bret Hart wrote it?
That they all were in on it. Like the whole '97 when Bret got screwed by Vince. That Bret knew about it. They knew how it was all going to go down.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so. Fine, there's no way. He went to WCW. Unless he paid him off good. Say, hey, man, even if it doesn't work in WCW, come back. We're cool. We can use this as a story when you come back. Maybe. I mean, who knows? We did kind of make fun of it, and then TNA did the same thing. Hogan got spit on. I mean, that was real. It looked real.
No, it was not real at all.
No, he got spit on, though.
Not real at all. You are not late, Wrestling Radio Talk. Welcome to the party. Welcome everybody in our chat.
Hey.
We are still going strong. We went over a lot of news really quickly in a half an hour.
Oh, that's the news.
No, we still got some more stuff, but not much.
No?
No, we ran through a lot of news pretty quick.
Jeez.
But we still got some stuff to cover.
Did you like Orlando Jordan, by the way? His entrance with the
Oh, the Orlando Jordan stuff.
emergency tape, stuff like that?
I'm not sure yet, but I like that that's what they need to do if they want to develop any personality on any of the wrestlers. Before any of them wrestle, they need to have some type of personality, promo and development where the crowd knows, like I said, where they're coming from and what they're doing. So I like that they're trying to do something with Orlando Jordan. Okay, he's a freaky, weird kind of bisexual, strange character.
Where is this going?
Okay, fine. He's a mysterious type of character. But I told you this. About wrestling gimmicks. A wrestler will only get over forever if it's him. If it's a Steve Austin, you know what I mean? If it's The Rock. Those guys got over not because they had some, I don't want to say cheesy, but just temporary gimmick, The Godfather, Val Venus. Those don't last too long.
But how do you know this guy isn't real? This is really how he always wanted to be. And how do you not?
I don't think he wants to walk around the street with TNA sensors taped around his body. So then why is he doing it in a show?
But maybe he's doing it sort of like Lady Gaga kind of.
That's what they say, yes. The dirt sheets say that, yes.
That's fine with me. So what? He can't do that? Maybe he obviously is bisexual. I mean,
but that's still a gimmick. It's a gimmick.
Okay, it's a gimmick.
That's not him. It's his. If he has no personality or character himself as a person,
right? But
being bisexual isn't a gimmick. True. And it's a gimmick in the way they're trying to use it.
It may work.
Oh, he's bisexual, so that's the whole thing.
Right.
They can't. That won't last. Even if it got a little pop or some controversy and drew some attention, that wouldn't last.
Yeah, so what if it doesn't last?
I don't like that cheap one and done stuff. They need to be developing guys for the long term.
True, but I'm still interested.
And for that, they have to just be a good person. If their name is Jim Brown, okay, or whatever, James Wright, whatever, okay, whatever their name is, they just need to be a good character on the mic, good wrestler, and you're good.
True, but I still don't mind your little off characters. They don't always have to be Mike Jones. There can be one or two characters that are not a regular guy's name. He could be a rat, for instance. I'm just giving you one. But
Wrestling Radio, we have not yet talked about Jack Swagger, but we have talked about Kanyon, R.I.P.
Oh.
Yes, you're not happy. So let's talk about the Jack Swagger, okay? And again, everybody who's joining us, rest in peace, Chris Kanyon passed away last night, I believe it was. They found him in his apartment. We're not going to speculate or get into the details here on exactly, what might have happened, but we liked him. I liked him as a character, man. I thought he was good on the mic.
Sure.
I liked him a lot in WCW. Who better than Kanyon? Which I want to remind everyone he had that in WCW. That was all his character. So he pretty much saw that stuff by himself. Mortis was a pretty cool character. It was like It was
Devilish Free.
It was a Mortal Kombat kind of deal.
Mortal Kombat.
And they had them feud with Glacier, which was remember Glacier when he came out and they did 1,000 promos for him and the crowd popped?
That was terrible.
R.I.P. to Kanyon. The invasion angle, probably what a lot of fans are going to remember him from with the WWE, which the invasion angle was just such ass. I'm sorry, everybody.
A lot of things were ass. That they did with that whole WCW.
They could have kept Kanyon. And then, of course,
could have kept a lot of people.
Later, at an independent show, Kanyon came out.
Yeah, but they could have kept,
And then he sued the WWE.
WWE made a mistake on everybody.
A lot of history with Kanyon's career in the spotlight there, taking the independent bookings towards the end. Rest in peace, Chris Kanyon. And Jack Swagger. Get that belt off him immediately. These belts are so worthless in the WWE right now, aren't they? Just anybody could get one.
At least TNA is sticking on the one. For as bad as it is.
Oh, and the TNA's one champion that they're keeping is not really the best champion.
No, it's not working.
AJ Styles is the champion. Yay or nay?
No.
Nay. Big nay.
Yay. But just not working right now. I don't buy him.
You like the Pope? You want the Pope to take it?
No. I don't really, honestly, right now, I don't know if I want anyone right now to take it. like you said earlier, I don't see anybody.
Ric Flair for world champion, everybody.
Oh.
What do you guys think of that?
God, no. You know what? Maybe Anderson. He'd be pretty cool.
Mr. Anderson is the champ. Okay, he's still kind of young.
Yeah.
He's good. He's only on a 1-year contract. I don't know if you want to lose him so fast.
Okay.
Did you like Raw this past Monday?
I didn't watch.
This guy is the only guy on earth. TJ amounted to the 0.6, everybody, that Impact got in the ratings. I can't believe you watched the freaking Wolfpack over Shawn Michaels' farewell speech. You're an awful wrestling fan.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'll get it on DVD.
You can hate me for that all you want. I YouTubed the Wolfpack match. It was not much fun.
How are you going to...
I liked Eric Young's elbow off the top, but again, that's just a little gimmick. It's just a little throw-in.
Throwing Eric Young in with superstars. Honestly, even if they're...
Forget why they're throwing them with superstars. Why are they even putting superstars together without any build-up? Let's not get back on TNA, because I'll get on a rant. You guys missed, probably a lot of you, my 20-minute rant on TNA, and I don't want to get back into that.
Wow. Singles wrestler. That's ridiculous.
The big news, though, is Lex Luger said he might come back, and TNA TJ is ecstatic.
Sure. On him, I already told you Big Sid Vicious. If you don't like Sid Vicious, you're nuts. He's a ruler of the world, and he'll come to your house, and he'll kill you.
Speaking of people coming to your house, I heard the Ultimate Warrior showed up at your house last night.
He did. And he broke down my door.
Broke down your door?
And he started just going through my...
The Warriors have led me to your home!
He's mad. He heard us talking about it.
I know. That's what I'm worried about. You heard how he yelled at the Iron Sheik in the airport? You saw that video on YouTube?
Iron Sheik?
Ultimate Warrior yelling at the Iron Sheik who wanted to take a picture with him.
Oh, that was nice.
Well, you know, the Iron Sheik probably said some mean things about him, but the Iron Sheik's drunk and doing all kinds of drugs. I mean, who cares? He's a cool guy.
He did crack in the airplane.
Are you sure?
Yes. I was listening to an interview with a wrestler on, like, some sports radio, and he was telling stories about old wrestlers, Iron Sheik and Dusty Rhodes, but he had some crazy stories about Sheik.
Oh, boy. You don't like Glacier Wrestling Radio Talk? You don't like the way he used to yell?
I heard you bought his mask for like $20.
No, this is a lie. I can't even lie. Who would ever go out as Glacier? I was going to say Glacier for Halloween, but I don't want anyone to even take a chance of believing me that I would go out as Glacier for Halloween.
That'd be cool.
So who better than Kanyon, everybody?
Nobody.
Remember when they go, everybody? Oh, no. Well, so another great one. Who do you miss the most? Let's name some wrestlers you miss the most.
DDP.
I was going to go with wrestlers who passed away.
Yeah.
Not just wrestlers who disappeared.
I don't know.
There's a lot, man.
There is a lot. Bam Bam Bigelow is cool.
Oh, you know, I think Bam Bam Bigelow might have been the greatest big man of all time. I'm going to go with
Mr. Boss Man.
Eddie Guerrero a lot.
Yeah,
you like the Big Boss Man a lot.
He was cool.
On the Hart. That was just tragic, so, you know, of course you're going to miss him. You didn't see Raw, so you didn't see when Bret Hart was talking, and he mentioned Owen.
Oh, yeah?
And the crowd started chanting, Owen, oh, it was awesome. And then he opened his jacket, it was a picture on his shirt, him and Owen together. The crowd popped hard. It was a beautiful moment. Probably the best Bret Hart moment, I think, since he's come back. Loved it. Eddie, Vicky, I knew you would agree with me, Vicky, on Eddie Guerrero. Everybody misses Eddie.
Anybody miss Chris Benoit? Even after what he did, you think?
Does anyone miss Chris Benoit? It's kind of a controversial question.
I'm not going overboard. I'm just asking do you think there's actual people out there?
Of course. There's a lot of people who love him as a wrestler.
You think?
Doesn't mean they're going to endorse his actions. Whatever. That's something, so I really don't want to even talk about it. Listen, I always say, I don't talk about that incident, but I just talk about the fact I really didn't care for him because I didn't like his personality. I thought that made me different. You know, everybody, listen, when I wrote back in the 90s, Lords of Pain, my column was called Other Side of the Coin because it was so different from, Chris Benoit had a huge following on the internet. I couldn't understand it, but to his credit, he always had a lot of support.
He did?
Tons of support. And he was a great wrestler. I'll never take anything away from his wrestling skill. Very exciting. But even
wrestlers seem to like him.
He reminded me a lot of the Dynamite Kid, who I loved.
for as much as we thought he was a jerk, a lot of wrestlers liked him, remember? He had a lot of friends. Like a lot of people stuck up.
A lot of people still stuck up for him there. And Wrestling Radio Talk misses Benoit.
See, I told you.
A lot of people miss Benoit. What else? Okay, I guess we have 20 minutes left. We're going to start taking calls. So we're going to open the call lines. If anyone wants to call, we weren't going to take calls.
Open it up, baby.
But if anyone wants to talk about anything in wrestling recently, fairly recently, give us a call. 347-857-1485. That's 347-857-1485. I thought I wrote down a ton of news, but truly, there was no meat and bones to a lot of the news this week. The big news, of course, Kanyon, but it's kind of it kind of drags me down a little bit. I'm not going to lie and say, I was upset all day about this, but as a wrestling fan, it sucks. Yeah. It kind of it bothers me a little bit. Yeah. And it does bring your mood down. It does bring your mood down, and it's just, it's happened so many times. You're just used to it now. So when a wrestler or a performer, you find out that they've passed away, what else is new? I have to say, but it's true.
I hope Ultimate Warrior don't call in.
Why are you bringing up the Warrior again?
He's important.
Jeez, Wrestling George is here. You want to get in on this, Wrestling George? Any wrestlers that you missed that you want to talk about?
Wrestling Jorge.
Who do you miss that's passed away? Yeah.
Big answer. Drum roll.
We're waiting.
Drum roll.
The one-man gang. But guess what, everybody? He's not dead.
Yeah. Jeez.
He's not dead. No, he's still alive. Remember, we saw him performing as Hakeem the Dream recently at an independent circuit. Some of these wrestlers, boy, they are still going.
I like Hakeem the Dream.
A lot of them. Jake the Snake Roberts is on his farewell tour this year.
Oh,
yeah? Yeah. This is going to be the last one, though, because last year's was so good. The farewell tour last year. That he's going to bring the farewell tour back this year. And I guess the plan is, if things go really well, he's going to bring the farewell tour back again next year.
Oh.
So let's support Jake the Snake. I'm just kidding. I love Jake the Snake. I support Jake the Snake. He's a crazy man, but I'm crazy.
I have a couple more. Rude. Andre the Giant.
Rude is one of my favorites. Of course, Andre the Giant. I mean, if you really want to go down and make a list, we could be here all day. Let's just get a couple. Is that it? Are we? There's so many big ones. If you even start talking, we got to name so many.
Sure.
Rick Rude was amazing, and he was gone so early. He didn't wrestle much towards the end of his career, though.
I can't believe he died.
He died early. They all did. Kurt Hennig, my God.
Perfect. What are we missing here? We're all over the place.
Yeah.
Big John Studd. There you go. Wrestling.
Big John Studd. There is a quality one from Wrestling George. Absolutely. Big John Studd, who was awesome. He made a great interview.
Whoa.
We got a big fight over here, ladies and gentlemen.
Whoa.
My cat and wrestling, my dog and Wrestling George's cat having a little confrontation. They're friends. Sometimes they were kissing earlier today. Everything was all good, but then, I guess cats and dogs, they can never stay friends very long. And kissing and claws are flying all over the place.
Man.
Wrestling Radio Talk wants me to drive to Ohio for some indie shows. I need to start going to some indie shows. I haven't been to any since I was honestly probably like a kid.
Driving to Ohio for a wrestling show?
No, you want to go to Ohio for some indie shows? Our friend Wrestling Radio Talk is inviting us.
There's indie shows here, though.
There are, but I hear there's not so many good ones down there.
The good ones are in Ohio.
I'm sure they're pretty good in Ohio.
Who do they got?
And if you guys want to get into Ohio indie, I know a lot of indie talk done on Wrestling Radio Talk.
Who's the champ?
So go ahead and look them up. The champ of what? I'm sure there's not just Ohio Independent Wrestlers Association,
that'd be great.
although there should be. There should be a damn association, and all the indies came together. They said, all right, McMahon, new age, we're going to play ball.
We're going old school.
Woo!
Promoters.
Somebody should do it, man. Let's do it. We're going to get it together, everybody. We're starting a petition. We're going to get all indies together. We're going to talk to the Crockett's. We're going to talk to Ted Turner. All indies are going to join as one force to take on the WWE. And we're going to sign everybody to long-term deals. We're going to make a big investment. Nobody's walking. We're going to build up our characters. And we're going to smash their... Well, that's what they did. That would never happen in a million years.
Well, they tried. They succeeded a little bit.
Yes.
But McMahon bought him, remember, back in the...
McMahon buys everybody. McMahon will buy you. McMahon could buy everyone in the chat room right now. McMahon could buy everyone listening to the Big Al Show. If he wanted to, he could pay all you guys enough money to do probably almost anything.
Okay.
He has that type of money. When you guys play those games with your friends, how much money would it take for... Well, McMahon has that kind of money.
Whoa.
You know what I'm talking about? This guy is, making out with Trish Stratus on national television. Once you've done that, you can just die because your life has been a complete success.
Oh, yeah.
And you can just go.
Sure enough.
Portia Anderson says she's not for sale. Well, the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, would disagree.
Everything has a price.
Everybody's got a price, and everybody's going to pay.
Oh, they're going to pay.
You know why?
Why?
Because the $1 Million Man... I'm not even going to finish it. Alex says he can buy her. Oh, boy.
Alex Wright?
Alex Wright is in the chat room right now doing some disco dancing now.
Oh.
Alex is a good friend of mine on Twitter. She is a big fan of Shawn Michaels.
Oh.
Must be devastating. Devastating.
I thought it was Alex Wright. It got me more excited.
You love Alex Wright.
I do. He does the dance.
Why? You like his dancing? What is up with that, man?
He doesn't do disco.
That's a little weird, man.
It's
why would you want to watch Alex Wright in his little shorts do his disco dance?
Because I want to learn, and I want to learn. Is this bad?
TJ.
Well, I'm sorry. I like him.
Oh.
I like K-Dog's rap, too. Disco Inferno?
Disco Inferno. Are we talking about the worst gimmicks of all time right now?
Really? You think that was the worst? You want to take them right now? I would take them right now. Better than half a team.
What do you guys, listen, we got 15 minutes left. We're going to ask everybody in the chat with the direction of the show for the last 15 minutes, okay? What should we talk about for the final 15, everybody? You guys name it.
Be fair. Don't all say WCW.
WCW? Should we talk about WCW? Should we talk just about Shawn Michaels? Should we talk just about what?
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Do you guys want to talk about Buff Bagwell? Do you guys want to talk about
Orton.
Lance Cade getting released by the WWE?
Storm, Canada.
Wrestling Radio Talk is talking about Disco Inferno's theme music.
Awesome.
You see your fever? Yeah, yeah.
Oh, he took a lot and he danced for a second. He had a good move. I forget the name of it.
Booker T's Pro Wrestling Alliance. What is that, Portia Anderson? Is Booker T starting his own wrestling federation?
That'd be awesome.
Booker T? Is Stevie Ray going to be there? That's the first question I have. And if so, is he going to bring a slapjack?
I hope so, because I like
the flapjack.
He would nail people with that.
That was one of my favorite tag teams. Maybe not my favorite. My favorite tag team of all time is Demolition. I know you guys will say Road Warriors. They were just the same up there with me. I don't know why. I just always kind of took to Demolition.
I thought you were going to say Midnight Express.
No Midnight Express.
Oh, what's that?
I'm getting a call here. People must not know. It's the Big Al Show. We're doing a wrestling show here. Samoa Joe has resurfaced, and no one cares.
Oh.
Please, Portia, why on Samoa Joe?
Samoa no.
You getting me back to TNA and all the terrible things they do with their wrestlers?
Wait, so he got out of captivity? He was hidden? He was in the hospital? Got loose?
Portia is a merchandise girl for Booker T's Pro Wrestling Alliance. Very cool, Portia. Nice. Congratulations. There's your plug. Booker T's Pro Wrestling Alliance. And Portia Anderson is a merchandise girl for them.
Oh, nice.
Thanks for stopping by. You've been very active in the chat, giving us a little bit more to talk about. We ran through the news pretty quick. We did. And I don't know how long we really want to talk about,
Stevie Ray. Flapjack.
No, I love Stevie Ray, man. I love
What
Stevie
about
Ray.
that Norman Smiley? Take him back right now?
Absolutely, Norman Smiley, but only if he still does the Who's Your Daddy dance.
Oh.
Remember that one? Did you know that, and I forgot this. I forgot all about this, and someone reminded me today. Chris Kanyon, when he started out, when he was doing WCW, he was one of the construction workers at Men at Work.
Yes, he actually was. That was a terrible group. But still, they were a real tag team, but they were a jobber tag team, which is great. So was, what was it? Was the guys that got electrocuted? What were their names?
What?
Yes, the guys that electrocuted each other.
Oh, yeah, no, that was High Voltage.
High Voltage.
Did they have a big loser feud to see who could lose more?
They had Voltage.
And those masses.
Those guys are crazy. They're steroid freaks. They're like,
I did not know that. Norman Smiley is the Florida Championship Wrestling general manager.
Oh, yeah?
How about that? So he's pretty much, vis-a-vis working for Vince McMahon.
I bet he's a better booker than a writer than...
Well, I don't think he's writing. I think he's probably just the acting GM there. He's probably a talker, speaker. He's a good speaker. I like him.
Get anybody who's writing.
Scotty Too Hottie. There's a good one, Wrestling Radio Talk.
Scotty Too Hottie.
Scotty Too Hottie.
Top soul partner.
No, that wasn't Scotty Too Hottie.
Who was that?
Yeah, that was Scotty Riggs. Scotty Riggs, yeah. Well, Scotty Too Hottie was the Jerry Lawler's son. Jerry Lawler's son.
I kind of like that with the sunglasses.
Yeah, he was cool. He was real cool.
He took the sunglasses off before he put them on.
Scotty Riggs' thing name? Buff Bagwell? Scotty Riggs is something else. You should know. You love them.
I don't remember.
American Males.
Yeah,
Was it just Buff Bagwell and Scotty Riggs? I thought Scotty Riggs had a little name for himself, too.
You have to check it.
He has a Twitter page now, Norman Smiley. Well, we're going to have to tweet Norman Smiley.
We will.
Hope he does does he still do the dance?
He may.
Does he still do hardcore as the GM? Does he come out with the...
No.
No?
I think he didn't.
He probably dropped that.
Yeah.
Speaking of your Orlando Jordan thing, they say Bischoff and Russo loves it. They're in love with it.
I thought we both like something like that.
Yeah. Vicky says you talk about Buff Bagwell every week. TJ is suspect, man. TJ is getting suspect with these
I like Buff
that
Daddy.
he chooses.
That's the problem.
Vicky's right. Every week. And Vicky listens every week, so she would know. Thank you, Vicky.
Oh.
And you mentioned Buff Bagwell every single week.
I like Buff Bagwell.
We got to find a way to get Buff Bagwell on just to talk to you.
He's cool.
Would you be able to compose yourself if you got on the phone with us?
I don't know. I might be.
You might not be able to say.
I might be stuttering.
You would have been yelling and stuff. Buff Daddy!
Oh, man. Well, Scott Norton, I talk about just as much.
No, you talked about Buff Bagwell way more.
You talk about Scott Norton because he needs to go to TNA. I also talk about what's his name?
Scotty Too Hottie has a Twitter page. Well, I'm not that. I'd rather ask Jerry Lawler if he's got a Twitter. That's my boy. I was watching. They had this documentary. This might be a little too old school for a lot of you guys. Not all of you. WCCW, World Class Championship Wrestling. The Von Erichs used to run it, and it was pretty cool, man. Showed a lot of the older matches. David before he had his problem, the intestine stuff. Anyway, isn't it incredible? The Von Erich family. All of the one of them died from, well, they say intestine problems. The rest of them, all but one, committed suicide.
Great.
And the father committed suicide. And they were like one of the top wrestling promotions. They had some great stuff. I used to watch that stuff back in the late 80s. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Ooh, but it was a great documentary. Anyway, just going a little bit old school, I felt like talking about that. Me and Wrestling George discovered it.
Wrestling George,
we were checking that out.
Doing the Miz haircut lately?
Yeah, what's up with that Miz, man? Miz just rubbed off on Wrestling George.
He is now the Miz. He called himself the Miz. That's what he's on.
We don't speak of Lacey Von Erich. I like Lacey. She's cute now.
Yeah.
You know, she's not exactly in the same mold, I guess, as the Von Erich brothers, but it's a new day. It's a new generation.
Von Erich.
The Von Erich. I loved the Von Erich family. Kerry was awesome growing up. For me, that was the guy. I thought he was pretty cool. He looked just like the Ultimate Warrior without face paint, to the point where when I was a fan, I was a lot younger. So I didn't know what was going on. So I'm thinking, does the Ultimate Warrior take off his face paint and then come kick ass in this federation? They look a lot alike with the face paint off. At least I thought they did at the time. Now the Ultimate Warrior looks a lot different. But so do they all. So do they all.
Yes, they do. I thought you were saying John Kerry for a second.
John Kerry?
Yeah.
Professional. John Kerry is going to be a GM on Raw, everybody.
He should be.
Just kidding.
George Bush would be an awesome host for Raw.
We already talked about that. Vicky says don't talk about the Miz.
Wow! Whoa! What's going on?
Wrestling Radio Talk. Going back at her. I'm from Cleveland, and I know his dad. I still don't like the Miz. Oh, another guy doesn't like the Miz. Lots of hate for the Miz going on. Wrestling George.
You see, that haircut's not going to go far. You're going to get beat up.
Wrestling George has been walking around yelling, I'm awesome. I'm awesome.
Man.
Jeez.
This is what you do now. You're looking at yourself in the mirror right now.
So I guess we're going to shut everything down here in about 5 minutes. What are your last things you want to say? And we want to first of all say thank everybody for stopping by. Wrestling Radio Talk, Vicky, Portia Anderson for being so active, all of our guests, and Alex, thank you for stopping by, Alex, and
Alex,
everybody at home for listening. Even if you're not in the chat, we got a lot of listeners, different various ways, and even in the archives. So thank you for listening. There's only really 2 sites now that you need to know with me. There's only really 2 sites that you really need to visit. There's only 2. You already got one. You're listening to The Big Al Show on Blog Talk Radio.
There you go.
There's half the site right there, blogtalkradio.com/The Big Al Show. // Yes, you always remind me about the //
Okay.
Jeez.
It's a big deal.
And you got to see my videos, reviews, and we're trying to get this wrestling show started up again. I got some lazy helpers.
Unbelievable.
Aren't really helping me out, but we're going to try to get the wrestling show started up again. But we still got reviews every week after every Impact and Raw. YouTube.com/KickassWrestlingShow. // KickassWrestlingShow.
Just in case for you new computer users.
And for Portia for being so sweet and coming in the chat and talking so much to us.
With her pink writing?
We want it. She has pink writing.
And letting her she's
pink writing. And we want to thank her and promote her site because she's a merchandise girl. So go and check out BookerTPWA.com. And if you're in so good with Booker T, Portia, how about we have him call in for 5 minutes and say, I love The Big Al Show. I love Kick-Ass Wrestling. If Kick-Ass Wrestling was a federation, I'd go to it. This guy has awesome ideas. I love Big Al. Booker T is Big Al. No, I guess that's taking a little too far.
Stevie Ray have a...
Stevie Ray, we're StevieRay.com. All the neglect for Stevie Ray. I'm sick and tired of it. Where was the power? Without the power, baby, you don't become a tag team like Harlem Heat does.
No merchandise else?
You got to have the strength. Where would Bret Hart be without Jim the Anvil?
Yes.
Where would Booker T be without Stevie Ray and the Flapjack? I love that Flapjack.
Crazy.
All in wrestling. We have this promotion day, everybody, for the chat room. We love our chatters, so of course we're going to do it.
Sure.
Maximum Assault Wrestling is on Facebook. Check it out, everybody. Maximum Assault. That sounds like you could get in trouble for that name, my friend.
You got to be careful.
Sounds like somebody could be getting hurt.
Yeah.
That kind of wrestling could be trouble. It sounds like some kind of independent where people's faces are getting ripped off.
Oh.
This could be dangerous. You might.
Careful.
Only for mature viewers. Maximum Assault Wrestling.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Portia. We appreciate it. If you can't get Booker T, Stevie Ray, anybody really will do.
See how he's doing these days?
You get him on the Big Al Show because we love to interview the wrestlers. We need some more wrestlers in here. I haven't been really attempting it, but we're going to bring some in here for you guys to talk to, get your calls, and listen to. And I would love to really get in and ask some questions and see how I do. I think I would do very nicely in an interview with some of these guys. So I would love to talk to them. I've been a fan for going on 23 years. So I would love to speak to these wrestlers, and we're going to do it here on the show. Thank you, everybody, for checking in, for stopping by. We appreciate all your help and supporting us and listening every Saturday at 6. Every Saturday at 6. 6 to the Big Al Show. The TNA TJ, what do you want to talk about here before we cut it down? Oh, man. Warriors in the house again.
You see, we're trying to get you.
We're trying to shut the show down. The Warriors here before. No. 90 seconds.
Okay,
the Warriors
needs to go to TNA.
He does not.
Raw needs to go to TNA.
He does not.
They need to start this whole thing fresh and give Sid the belt.
They do, but not with Sid with the belt.
Yes, Sid with the belt.
All right. I say WWE. Thank you for putting Randy Orton at the top of the card. Thank you for finally making him a face because people love him. Now, don't be pussies and only make it PG with Randy Orton, okay? We don't want to see that. We want to see Randy Orton attitude. We want to see the anti-hero. None of that baby stuff. None of that PG stuff. Get the real deal, the real stuff going with Randy Orton. Real deal Holyfield, Randy Orton. 30th birthday, brother. Happy 30th. I hope yours was as great as mine. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by, for checking us out. We love you all very much. We thank you, and we hope you have a wonderful weekend and week. And we'll see you next week on The Big Al Show. Goodbye.
What you want?